So I'm having lunch sitting between the mayor of Olympia and the mayor of Boulder, and Olympia is where I lived for K through 6th grade, and Boulder's where I went to college, so it's been really a lot of fun. And I've learned that we have very similar struggles, which I think is one of the points of this conference, is to be able to sort of hear and share ideas with one another. So that's been a great experience. The other thing that's so bizarrely nostalgic for me is the last time I was here was when I was in law school, and I was probably having a beer on the balcony, and not in my wildest dreams would I have thought the next time you'll be here is however many years later, and you'll be the mayor of a city. So that's pretty wild. All right, I'm going to try to do all these things. So now I'm holding this and I'm clicking. All right, I'm going to talk to you about economic development and entrepreneurship. The city of Asheville does have an economic development policy. We very much have an economic development focus. And this graphic just helps display for you the combination of things that we try to use to promote economic growth. And so you have here incentives and strategic partnerships, high quality of life, and innovative business-friendly environment. And I'm going to get into some of that. Okay, so on our illustration, there was a little green swoosh, and it was incentives. So when we talk about incentives, there's traditional incentives or monetary incentives, tax credits, and grant funding. This is that very controversial area that people always say, I don't want anyone to give away my tax money, and you have to explain that this is really a process where no one receives anything until they've built it, and then they are remitted a percentage of the increased tax revenue they're bringing to the city. But the community incentives are all of those things: vibrant city and neighborhoods, culturally and socially diverse atmosphere, business-friendly mindset. All of that stuff means we're really cool. And what I've heard over and over again is, we don't want to locate to your place unless you're really cool or awesome. Sometimes I say awesome. One of those things. So you have to work hard to be really cool and really awesome. So we focus a lot on that. All right, another one of the swooshes was strategic partnerships. Here are some of our strategic partners: the Economic Development Coalition of Asheville-Buncombe County, Asheville-Buncombe Technical Community College, Small Business Incubator, some others: Mountain BizWorks, Advantage West, Green Opportunities. I'm going to highlight a couple of these. Okay, so is this all now making, like, reverberating? Is it too close? Should we, okay, no, it's all right. All right, this is our Economic Development Coalition of Asheville-Buncombe County. One of the strange political dynamics about our area is that we always are Asheville and Buncombe County. So even though I think nationally a lot of people know Asheville, not so much Buncombe County, but whenever we do anything locally, we're Asheville, Buncombe County. So this is a focus of our local EDC, or Economic Development Coalition. Here you can see the 5 target clusters that have been identified for our area: advanced manufacturing, science and technology, healthcare, arts and culture, and entrepreneurship. These all probably seem pretty obvious, but I'll tell you that the 5th, it's number 4 here, arts and culture, was kind of a recent revelation. Asheville's a big arts and crafts area, and you wouldn't be shocked to know how many people come there to spend money on arts and crafts. And I think that we always thought it was kind of a hobby. You know, that wasn't our job, that was our hobby. But then we figured out that there's actually a whole bunch of dollars connected to arts and culture. So now it's one of the 5 pillars. To give you an idea about the partnership involved in this EDC, the board members include a representative from Asheville, Buncombe County Schools, Mission Health, which is our big hospital in Asheville, Chamber of Commerce, Biltmore Farms, which is one of the arms of the Vanderbilt estate, if anyone's familiar with that in Asheville, McGuire Wood & Bissett, which is a rival law firm to my law firm, Asheville City Schools, Asheville Savings Bank, PSNC Energy, Mills Manufacturing, Duke Energy, Thermo Fisher Scientific, Baldor Electronic Company, Carolina Financial Group. So you can see, we've got a mix in there, and you'll notice that it includes schools. This is another one I wanted to highlight. This is the AB Tech Business Acceleration Site, the BASE. So I wouldn't say that Asheville has a straight up incubator like we visited today, but what we have is at our local technical college, it has two campuses. It has one that's sort of right in the center of Asheville, and then it has one in what I'd call West Asheville. And that's this one, and it has served as a business incubation site. And it now includes the Craft Beverage Institute of the Southeast, and that's where we're very serious about beer making, and we're teaching people now how to make beer. It actually involves a lot of chemistry, I've learned. I just drink it. But apparently it involves a lot of chemistry. And we, the city, are going to permit them to have a tasting center out there, which is very exciting. All right, this is our another focus, being a business-friendly environment. We have something new called Venture Asheville, which I'm going to talk about. The Iron Yard Green Tech Accelerator. Asheville's real big on green, and I know a lot of you all are too, but we're finding that actually in and of itself can be an industry and something that we like to focus on for economic development. The Hub Community Economic Alliance, Mojo Co-working, which is a co-working space, and we of course have strong business associations with different areas. These are just some of the different kinds of business associations that have cropped up in the area. Notice again the Asheville Brewers Alliance, that's going to be kind of a theme. Oh, look at that. I didn't know they did that. All right. So this is Venture Asheville. This is a relatively new group coming together. It's an entrepreneurship initiative of the Economic Development Coalition that I already talked to you about, and the Asheville Chamber of Commerce. And it centers on catalyzing Asheville's high-growth entrepreneurial ecosystem and connecting entrepreneurs with startup funding. So these are the key initiatives of Venture Asheville: Asheville Angels, Venture Asheville Mentors, Tools for Entrepreneurs, and Entrepreneurship Events. And this is just to highlight a couple of the ventures. These are some folks that are located in our area. The Wall Street Cheat Sheet, which is decided to be located in Asheville, a financial media site with 17 million unique monthly visitors. And then over there on the other side, which I can't read from here, Outrider USA. And so Venture Asheville is able to highlight some of these different groups doing their work in Asheville. And then next is the Iron Yard, the Green Tech Accelerator, providing seed capital, mentorship, co-working space, demo days, housing. And it is launching actually this fall in Asheville. Okay, more about beer. This is me on the right, and the County Commissioner David Gant on the left. And in the middle is Kim Jordan, the CEO of New Belgium Brewery. New Belgium has chosen Asheville to locate their East Coast plant, and it will be down in our river district. And I love any company that says it is an opportunity to revitalize a brownfield site. It's not how most people think about it, but they do. And they're on 20 acres right down on the river in Asheville's river, what we call our River Arts District. This is an area of the city that had traditionally been industrial. It has a railroad down there, and it had gradually turned into an artist community. And now you can go down there and stroll and go on art tours and buy all kinds of, what can we buy? What can we buy right here? Patty Turno's skirt that she made and is sold at the cotton mill. That's right. It's just an example of what you can buy there. That's right. That's right. That's right. Everybody goes shopping in Asheville. That's right. So now it's home to restaurants and of course breweries because we're a craft brewery capital, and we now across the way from where New Belgium's facility will be. And by the way, they wanted to locate there because we are super cool. And they wanted to be able to allow their employees to bike to work. They wanted to be on a greenway. And so they really wanted to be in the heart of the city. They're a great match for us. So across the way, we now have a $50 million mixed-use complex going up called Rad Lofts. So we're really starting to see that area grow and be energized. But the city, because we saw this coming, put together a River Redevelopment Commission, which has adopted a long-range plan for our river district called the Wilma Dykeman Riverway Plan. And we have now funded the planning and now the engineering, and we have a plan that's about $30 million to revitalize our River Arts District and put in the infrastructure needed to support the kind of growth we're going to see down there, and make sure that it doesn't happen in a haphazard way, that it happens in a thoughtful way, that incorporates all the things that people enjoy for their quality of life, like greenways and parks, but that also prepares the area to be shovel-ready for private investment, which is how I like to talk about it. We haven't before really leveraged our river area like some cities have, and so it's low-hanging fruit for us. And the city really gets a lot of bang for their buck for this investment. And so I have one of my next to last slides. That segues into something I'm going to talk about briefly, which is the city's overall capital improvement program. Okay, so we realize that the way many cities are trending is that expenses are growing greater than revenue, and that in North Carolina, cities enjoy most of the revenue base from property taxes. So what do you think you get more property tax out of? A dense urban infill mixed-use development or a hotel versus, a 20-acre single-family subdivision?
Joe's been here, so it's the first.
I am so glad that Joe has been here and taught you all about this. So Joe Menicosi, who we get to have now, has taught us that. And so the city has come up with a plan to develop in a couple of core areas that are ripe for redevelopment, need it to be done strategically so that we ensure that quality of life, but that will also produce the revenue needed long-term so that we can continue to grow things that we enjoy and that need to be subsidized, like in our case, transit or parks and rec, those kinds of things. So our River Arts District is one area. For example, the New Belgium Brewery, that's a site that might have yielded $10,000 a year in property tax revenue because it's nothing, but it used to be a cattle yard auction area. But once New Belgium is fully built out, it'll bring in $250,000 a year in tax revenue, property tax revenue. So that's an example. The south slope of our downtown is another area that we have targeted. And so we have adopted a 5-year plan to invest heavily in those areas where it's best for a city to invest in the way a city can invest, which is in infrastructure generally, so that these areas grow strategically and reap the best and richest investment in them. That produces jobs and tax revenue and helps sustain our quality of life. So that's the idea behind our internal investment plan. And to conclude, we'll see if this works.
That concludes my